Testing 1 2. Check. Check. All right, am I on the internet? Testing 1 2. Check. Are we here? I think we're here. Sounds good. Excellent. Good morning. It is Wednesday. Let me fade this out like I'm a professional DJ. And now weather. All right. Good morning, people. It is Wednesday. It is coloring day on this channel. Welcome. And hello, everybody. How's it going? How am I doing today? I'm doing really good today. I feel really good today. My throat's a little weird, but other than that, I'm all right. So, this happy Wednesday. Yes, happy Wednesday, everybody. Hey, Chris, how's it going? And so when I say we, I gotta stop saying that. Take ownership, Kurt. I am going to color this cover today. It was drawn by the wonderful and powerful Nathan Gooden over Vault. We worked together on Dark One, if you remember that book. And welcome, Jason. And yeah, it looks great. This is for the Wasted Space Omnibus. That Kickstarter is over, but it's for the book. I don't know if it's the cover. It's in the book. I don't know where it is. Don't ask me that. It's one of the covers. There's a bunch of covers, you know? So, anyway, I have never... Is that true? I think it's true. I think it's true that I've never actually tried to do, like, grade a color on an official, actual job. So, that's the goal today, to see how this works on someone else's art. I don't know if I don't think I've ever done this. So, time change is ruining your brain. I'm so sorry. I don't notice that very much, because I just I don't know. If I was hitting the clock, I would definitely notice. I did back then, but it's been a while. That wasn't meant to sound like the humble brag that it that it may have come out like. Sorry. Anyway. Man, I don't even... So, let's start... Can I get it right at 50? Can I get it right at 50? If I don't think about it. This is a little game that I play with myself. Ooh, 49. Sorry. Trying to get the value to 50 gray without... This is the things that we do. I think I want to... So that's 50%. And I usually put that on here, so now I've got, like... I know where I am on the field. We're at the 50-yard line. If we get brighter, you know, we know where we are. If we get darker, we know where we are. But I think I actually want to start this one as dark as it's gonna get, I think. Probably. Which is about that. Probably. Let's see, values. Did I spell that right? Nope. How about now? There we go. I also don't think... So this is like a... You know, these three people are not standing floating in space. Like, it's a... You know, it's graphic. It's meant to be, you know... The book takes place in space. People are in front. You don't... I'm wondering whether or not how much influence I want this to have, because on the characters, I mean, other than more than a rim light, because we've got light coming from the left over on this guy, like on his nostril. You can see we're kind of from the left in front of us. Same thing over here, you know. And so I'm thinking that I basically do like a local-ish color light, so we can get just the local colors of these guys. I think we want local colors. Do I? I don't know. And then do this really bright. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm guessing this is some we got some kind of planetary star explosion or something going on here. And let me explain, before I forget, let me explain the layer stack to anybody that comes in along the way, because this is something a lot of people are asking for. Inks, the ink layer is on top. It's on a transparent layer, normal mode, so you can see right through it. I'm gonna do most of my rendering here, I think, in these two layers, probably. The flats are here. Sorry to blind you. And then this is just a silhouette I can grab very quickly. But I learned on that, I learned on the Mr. Freeze thing that the more detail you get in at this stage, the better off you are. It means less work in the color stage. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about trying that and seeing what happens. Got some chunks of planet, it looks like. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing good today. I was happy to see Everything Everywhere. I know people are probably tired of hearing about it already, but I was excited to see that movie do so well. I knew when I walked out of the theater, I'm like, this one's gonna do stuff. Definitely. But I was excited to see it win all those awards, because to me, it's just a special movie. It's really, really good. You should go see it if you haven't. It's not one of those like, oh, it's an Oscar winner, it's weird. No, I mean, it is weird, but it's good. Go check it out. This is not an ad. I just really like the movie. But the other thing I've noticed in working this way, like starting with one set of values and then adding color later and all that, it adds like a level of complexity to the color, because you end up with like, we're already going to have like, there's all these gradients and ranges of values you're seeing in here that I'm doing now. And adding the color over the top is like another level of detail over that, and you end up with lots of like, interesting overlaps and blends and things. It's sort of it's fertile ground for happy accidents, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we'll see. Excited to watch the process. Tried to go from gray to color. All my values were too similar. you would not be alone in that issue. I think that's sort of a rite of passage for every beginner colorist, is like, I think I'm going to make all the values the same. I think that would be great. It doesn't work, but everybody sort of, before you figure out that, wait, there's a spectrum we should be using. Yeah, so with this, like, and I'll think about this in stages along the way, but right now, it's about getting that silhouette behind them very bright. You know, it's an explosion. It's going to be like, it's basically the center point of this cover. It's going to be right under the title, you know. And so if you I mean, this sounds overly simple, but I'm effectively setting up a dark background pattern and then just breaking that pattern with this big white shape. And that will be, like, that's my concern at this point, is just get the silhouette looking good, and then we'll go from there. Do I want to try a crazy brush like that? Nah, I don't think so. I got a weird smoke brush that I thought I would give a shot, but nah. So far, so good. Hello, Davey. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Your long-standing membership. Thank you. It's going to be interesting to see how you resolve the figures with such a loud and explosive background. This is promising. It's like seeing The Matrix for the first time. Oh, man. I like how Hayden draws faces here. This was drawn by Nathan Gooden. Did I leave the wrong name in the description? Oh, that's Waste of Space, the book. Yeah. The book is drawn by Hayden. The interiors. All right. And let's see. We got, what is this, like a lava planet up here? Looks like it. Or something. Lava-ish. It's Mustafar. And I'm just kind of dabbing this brush to get some like interesting textures, you know, so it's not just a plain planet. Is this a sun? It's got little... Yeah, this might be a sun. That is a convenient light source for later, maybe. Nah. I do wonder if I'll think about that. Might do some like dramatic underlighting or something from down there. Excuse me. Yeah, and having that light reflect off that planet down here gives you just enough, you know, contrast to get their legs and stuff. You don't want all that to be dark. And where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin with the figures? Not, I've already started. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna get going. I'm gonna hold off on, yeah, I'm gonna basically treat these like they're not lit by that explosion to begin with, and then I might do like a rim situation or something at the end or later on, but we'll see. I'm gonna merge all this too, so we're all back on one layer. And this gentleman is blonde. So we're going to start a little lighter. And what I try to do, so like on the hair here. Let me do this. Notes. So what you want to do is try to find some shapes. There's a little cylinder-ish action right there. You know, there's like all of that hair. It makes a big curve, big curvy shape. But again, think about that being like the edge of like a really big cylinder. And so you know how to color a cylinder, you know. You should at this point. And even this little thing over here, again, like it's the, if you think about it as the edge of a cylinder, it becomes easy to color. If you think about it as some weird hair shape, you're like, oh, what do I do? But you can color a cylinder. Hopefully. Whoops. Don't want to do that color. And then I think I'm going to do some lasso-y stuff here. Also, yeah, I do think I'm going to try to use it maybe. Or maybe I won't. I don't know. This is my brain in real time. Sorry. It's my first time doing this particular thing, so I'm a little like, what is going on? Oh, and don't ever let anybody tell you that once you start using a certain like tool that you have to use that tool. I had someone tell me or ask in here a while back. They were like, they're like, I didn't know you could use a brush and a lasso in the same thing. Like, absolutely, you can. You can do whatever you want. I want to build this up kind of subtly, and then I can always I can always adjust it or intensify it or whatever, you know. About the so far so good, you said there's a joke about it. Do you know what a crazy man falling from a skyscraper says while passing through the window? So far so good. All right, well there you go. Again, we have little cylinders, really shallow. uh, or Dante was another a YouTuber that I like. He calls them sausages. He's like it's like and it's a pretty good analogy. You know, because most of them are stretched and squashed and all. You know, so there's that. I will say it's very freeing not having to think about color at all at this stage. And I'm just trying to get the, you know, some little shiny texture on that so we can make that look a little bit different than the jacket. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because most of the stuff I've done so far like this has like intentionally been, you know, limited in background and kind of sort of easy. So I am looking forward to seeing if this is gonna. I mean, I think it's gonna look good. I have confidence here, but still, you don't really know, or at least I don't. It's an arm. Guess what? It's made of. It's made up of two cylinders. There used to be a blues guitarist in Atlanta that went by the name Zafar. So good. Zafar. Okay, I get it. Nice, very nice. How many hours do I spend coloring a page? Do I get a page, the penciler finished day by day, or is it a pack of them? Um, It varies quite a bit as far as like how much actual time is spent per page. I mean, it can be an hour, it could be 4 hours, it could be 6 hours, it could be 20 minutes if it's an easy. Who knows? It depends on the page. I would say on average, probably a couple hours per page. That's about as comfortable. That's about as close as I can get. This part of the jacket is also very light colored, and so I'm just going to brighten the lights here with a levels adjustment to about right there. How was that? Yeah, and we're nowhere near white. That's the thing. We're saving white for the brightest highlights at the end, so we're going to hold off on that. Except where we want it brightest. Excuse me. Don't stop him now. He's having a good time. Yeah, there's someone that knows I can't color and talk at the same time. Or just not very well. I really like Nathan's hands. He does fantastic hands. They just have a lot of character to them, and it's hard to describe how much I like him. But yeah, I just like how he deals with them. And the bottle's more reflectful. Reflectful. Doesn't seem to be a word. Just checking. I didn't think it was. But the label is not as reflective as the rest of it. So that's like anytime you get a chance to break up some textures and show something is different from something else, do it. Looks good. Yeah, it's gonna be like 2 hours to do this stage, 10 minutes to color. That would be interesting. Probably not far from the truth. Excuse me. I didn't know you have to do the textures and rendering as well. Most of the time, that is a colorist doing that. Yeah, most of the time. Or every now and then, there are artists that have washes and stuff like that affects the art. But no, most of the time, that is all on the colorist. Comics should have a separate colorist, texturist, renderist, and lightist. Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, coloring page rates are so good that they could hire all those people. Yeah. All right, you, shadows. You, light. You. Yeah, I don't know if that would work. $5 to everybody. Excuse me, sorry. I have a cough button if I can catch it. And little subtle things, again, like anytime you can introduce depth of even a little bit, do it. You know, like this foot is a little bit more detailed than the other foot. You know? Even though it's only separated by a couple feet. Hey Masato, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Thank you for the Mr. Freeze video. Great help. Thank you, thank you. They also need to work at the same page at the same time. Yeah, just get everybody on a separate layer. Oh, that's so funny. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm gonna cough up a lung today. All right. Hello, people. If you're just joining, hello. Welcome. Yeah, because that's the thing. All these little sketchy things that don't really take me very long to throw in here is all going to be all this nice, detailed color stuff. People go, wow, he spent so much time coloring that. And I didn't. Hello, people. Welcome. If you're just joining, welcome. All right. Let's see. Now we got to make this guy as detailed as that guy. Now he's at a good angle to reflect this explosion behind him, and so we can go like really bright. I think I am, by the way, going to use that explosion as an actual light source, even though it will probably what do you call it? It'll probably change a million times before I'm done with this. What do I want to do here? Do you have to do stuff like latex reflections? Man, if it's not drawn in there by the penciler and it needs latex reflections, then yes. I mean, it's kind of like these reflections on this, right? Like, I mean, that's all. I mean, same principle. Colors do more than you thought. Sorry. Excuse me. So I basically just hit all the big humps and then fill it in behind it to kind of smooth it out. So this is why I follow all those fitness models and CrossFitters on Instagram. Reference, guys. Reference. Mental reference. Not actually looking at any. Not going quite as bright as I did on the other side. I don't want it like to be that bright. So we've got that on both sides. Yeah, this is really fun. I gotta do this more often. If it turns out okay. barring total failure, I kind of like this. A lot of latex and comic coloring, I've noticed. Everything is latex. The latex is latex. The skin is latex. The clothes are latex. I've seen those colors too. See, looking about as detailed, huh? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I will sometimes use a lasso to get the shape I want, as I don't have to brush it, and then like you can blend or leave it or whatever. Let's see. And if we want to pump that up a little bit, I'm using a levels adjustment to brighten that a little. His skin is blue in this book, so there's that. But to anybody that surprise will be here later. When you're like, whoa, he's blue. Lose sound. You guys are can you hear me or not? We're good. Testing 1 2. Am I not here? Should be here. Oh, the sound dropped out because I was coughing. Sorry. Yeah. And I think, yeah, his pants are a little bit darker. So I won't do quite as much on them. Yeah, sorry. If you're just joining, I get quiet sometimes. I get a little too focused here. Do any major comic book publishers use hand painted color these days? What are you calling hand painted? I mean, I know you guys can't see what's going on behind the tablet here, but it's hands. I'm being a smartass. If you're talking about traditional art, then it happens. It happens. It's not common, I would say. But yeah, there's it's not common for interiors. You know, painted covers are kind of a thing. And they've been around for a while. So it happens. Is all of this on top of the lines? How about we cut? Is that the only thing on that layer? Oh, no, it's not. It's... Sorry, bear with me a moment. Okay, there's nothing there. Where was that layer? Oh, it's deleted. Where'd the pants go? There they go. There they are. Sorry. X, V, merge down. That should fix that. Delete that. Oh, I did a little bit on top. I did a little bit on top of the lines right here. That's what that was. And I forgot to change it back. I knew I was doing something wrong. But yeah, I want to push this to white along here. All right. Two down, two to go, one to go. As far as this stage. We are, yep, I don't know, time lapse is recording good. You color using Siri. We're probably not too far away from coloring with AI. I mean, within. I also did that on top. That's cool, Kurt. It's very cool. This is what I get working on more than 2 layers. There we go. All right. And that is that. All right, we're good. Yeah, like I said, I'm not saying there aren't traditional painters. Like, there's plenty of them. Like, it's not common for interiors of comic books, but yeah, for covers and you know, you got your Alex Rosses and Alex Garners and Mark Brookses, and I'm dating myself a little bit. I don't know who all the new hot ones are. Yeah, I never learned how to pronounce his name, or if I did, I forgot. It's like, is it like Essid? I knew at one point. You always forget too. Yeah, there was a lot of guys like that in comics growing up. This is, you know, pre-internet and pre all that stuff. Like, I remember in Sketch just did a big like article about it. You guys should check it out if you haven't. Was talking about the origin of uh, the Pizza Hut X-Men promotion from the 90s. And I remember getting that VHS and learning how to say like Fabian, like Nicieza, I think is how you say his name, one of the writers. I was like, that is not at all what I was saying before. So when you have a female face, very often in comics they're a little bit softer, which can sometimes be a little bit harder to do, you know, because you're like, we got to be soft edges, and you know, you're trying to sculpt, and it can be kind of difficult. So one trick that I have, and I'll do this on a new layer just so you don't have to worry about it, is to get like a big soft airbrush, and you know, again, think about the shape of the head. You know, it's a big egg basically. So if I like very a little bit more subtly than that, let's see, let's go there. And very softly, kind of right down the center of her face, right? So that kind of represents that if we're sculpting her, we just like, you know, cut the whole, you know, created the big round cylindrical shape there, right? And then just remove that. You're basically, think about like removing that light from all the little nooks and crannies and edges and shadows where you don't want it to be. And so if I hit the letter C and switch to transparency, then I can basically paint that out, and still maintain, you know, the softness that I had from the big soft brush when I put it in here. But now that smoothness is kind of working for me instead of you know, instead of not. And then we can just kind of build off of that. Excuse me. Oh, it seems. Look at how long it's taking. The man says an hour in. Hey, art takes time, buddy. I'm actually fast at this job. So I just love when people come in and they like will in one. Well, let me keep my teeth together right now. Jeez. All right, where were we? What is she wearing? Give me a second. I need to see what color she is because I can't remember. Her jacket is also, yeah, her jacket's light also. Okay, cool. I'm going to be coloring this. Yes. The have Midjourney do it. Give all the characters 12 fingers. Yeah. It'll figure it out at some point. It'll have the last laugh. It will win. I'm just warning you. It's going to win. It will learn to pronounce our names. Yeah. I was curious as to like I've been testing Chat GPT for a while, just kind of playing around to see what all you can do with it. And I'm asking it things that I know answers to so that I can, know if it's doing its job very well or not. And so I asked why does a comic book colorist use a flatter, which I've gotten a million times. And I don't know where it got its answer from. Maybe there's a blog post somewhere that, or a bunch of blog posts that very concisely, explains it. But I was impressed with the answer. It was pretty much dead on. I'm like, that's a really obscure, that's a very obscure bit of knowledge to have, And so I thought for sure it would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I asked it, I'm like, how do I brighten the brightest values with a levels adjustment? And it's like, well, you take the right thing. I mean, I don't know. I guess it shouldn't be that impressive at this point, but I guess I am impressed though. So yeah, I mean, it's just bringing about the end of the world, man. It's no big deal. I'm assuming for some reason this is one of those like puffy turtleneck things. It kind of looks like it's drawn that way. So I'm giving all the little edges here are getting little bits of highlights. That is a first. I've been on YouTube for what, close to 10 years. Look at how long this is taking. That is the first. I'm pretty sure that is the first. Congrats. and traditional would be faster. I mean, thank you just for the laugh. Oh man, an hour earlier? Did the clocks go forward in America already? Yes, they did. Good morning. Where you guys at? I'll leave this up on the channel for a while because I know like a bunch of people have been asking for this, so we'll leave it up. All right, I'm going to step away for just a quick second and refill my water. We are almost done with this stage. We'll put that up right there. And after these messages, we'll be right back. Oh, headphones. All right. You guys don't like the BRB? You think it throws off the flow? Maybe. You think the red's throwing off the flow? It's a sound effect for a planet explosion. Yeah, exploding. Yeah, just go poof. There you go. I'm a letterer. All right, where were we? Very Frank Miller, yeah, exactly. Whoops. There we go. Nope. Oh, sorry, I forgot to talk. Current the whole thing in red monotone. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Ooh, sorry. That is loud. There we go. Oh, I need to find... Whoops, wrong brush. There we go. Yeah, I need to find my reference for these characters again. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. And again, I want to take her jacket and pump this up a little bit. Merge that down. Try that again. Missed some stuff. Yeah, because her jacket is also light. And give me a second here, guys. There we go. Okay, that is actually a different color. Down to there. That's a little bit lighter. That is orange. All right, so I'm going to do one more quick detail pass on this real quick, and then we'll start coloring. Yay. Just trying to dirty up this explosion a little bit so it's not so clean. All right, I dig it. I dig it. John Wick 4 was great. Awesome. I love those movies. They're over the top. That's exactly how I want it to be. I heard it was really crazy. So to hear that it's over the top by John Wick standards, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. Let's see. Let me. All right. Recap if you're just joining. We've got nothing on. Well, there is a little bit of something on that layer. I'm just going to label this OP over paint over the inks. There we go. Which is like there's a little rim light. We got the inks on a transparent layer. We got the values. That looks cool. Neato. We got the values. We got the flats, which look nothing like the rest of it. And then just a selection there. So I'm going to put an overlay layer on top of this and select the background. And I'm going to start. Where do I want to start with? And what do we have? The sky. We got stars to do still. All right. This is on an overlay layer in between the inks and the colors. That's what I'm trying to say. And all of these stars actually, let's do this. Let's select all of this. Actually, I need a selection for just the explosion, don't I? So I don't have to do that every time. Let's do, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And I'm going to call this explosion. And this is just for the selection right there. So I have to go and click all that stuff every time. I'm going to lock that so it doesn't get changed. I'm thinking we start there, and let's go some green and making a selection that keeps, that's what keeps me from learning coloring. You don't like selections? It's fun stuff, fun stuff. Kind of experimenting at the moment. I think I want, what if, I want to do a little bit on top of the lines here, just to see what this looks like. Whoops. Yeah, I think that'll look cool. Excuse me. This is the best part. I like watching it come together. Cool. Yeah, and once I fix the stars too, that's going to help this a lot. Right now it looks strange to me a little bit because we don't see all that detail. So if you're watching this going, what is he doing? Just take a breath. We'll get there. All right. And let's see if we go a little bit cooler with all of that. That should, yeah, we get better contrast with the red stuff. And I'm thinking, give me a second here. What if, not that way. There, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. And all of these little stars, we'll color them too. So I'm going to select that area and then remove the inks from the selection, which I guess technically you could select the inks, then select the background, and then invert it, and you end up with just stars, right? Yes. And I'm going to shrink this selection. Whoops, not invert it. I'm going to shrink the selection a couple of pixels. And then brighten it again. And I'll put a mask on this and probably control it to some extent. And then I'm going to shrink the selection again. So we just get the smallest middle, basically, of all of these stars. And go white with those. But this ring, I don't know if I'll keep that or not. It's not flatted separately. Let's see what that looks like. Sorry, I'm just kind of talking to myself here. And similarly on this one, I think I'm going to change the color of those lines. Clip is auto-saving. All right. How we doing? Excuse me. If characters are metaphorically standing on a little planet, do they cast shadows on it? No, I don't. I don't technically think they're. I mean, maybe they're meant to be standing on it, but I don't. I don't think that's the. Maybe they are. Let me ask him. I don't. I don't think it's intended to be that way. But yeah. Anyway. All right. Where were we? I think. Well, let me try this first with a color, and then I'll probably end up. I might end up lightening that a little bit. And I also don't know. I might also do a some kind of color cast on this later. I don't know yet for sure though. I think that's working. Does it look weird or anything? Is this? I don't know what to think. Is this a? Was it a Seinfeld book? Is this a thing? Is this? Is this a thing? And this is one of a it's a beige kind of off color. It's not. Is it quite that? That might be it. I may have got it the first time by accident. On the last cover, I'm like, nope, that's not the cover. That's not the right color. That's not the right. And then finally, oh, okay. It isn't quite this yellow, I don't think. So I'm going to desaturate it and warm it up. There we go. That's what color it is. I think. All right. Sorry, I'm needing to find some reference again. Where is this guy? I think all of this is meant to just be metal, so I'm just going to do it like cool color. Oh, I forgot to do his hand the same time I did his face. But you can see kind of how, I mean, I'm just like barely brushing this color in there. Like it's really, it's so, if you spend the time, it depends on where you want to spend the time. You know what I mean? Like you can spend the time rendering, or you can spend the time, you know, doing whatever. But I'm impressed with how quickly it works. I really am. Excuse me. Oh, I lost you guys. There we go. Omni-Man is Tom Selleck. I recently drew a Red Room piece. Finding color reference for a black and white comic was not easy. I bet. Trying to decide if I want to go warm or cool on the pants. All right, and let's see. Let's color coordinate him a little bit with these boots. Got the cool blue shirt. It's weird. I do not trust myself on this. Like, like I don't. I don't have my usual confidence level on this at all. So you guys have to tell me if it's terrible. The trick with skin, in my opinion, is to vary it up. Like, don't make it all one flat color. If you're going for like, unless you're going for that for cartoony or something, but like for a little bit of warmth around noses and eyes and ears, it goes a long way to making it look realistic. You know, hands and fingers maybe a little bit redder or something. Yeah, technically, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's like yellow, red, gray. If you ever study like planes of the face and stuff, not planes of the face, color zones of the face, I think they call it. Yellow on the forehead because the bone of the skull comes through. Red across here because you got a lot of blood in your eyes, nose, and ears, and then it tends to gray out, at least with men, along the bottom. So this is like, I mean, this is an overcooked version of that, but that's basically what I'm thinking here. He looks like the kind of guy that would have a 5 o'clock shadow all the time. And I've seen this guy be a lot of different colors. And man, what am I thinking? This dude is blue. He is so blue. I'm a dummy. All right, let's make him blue and we'll fix it. There we go. Very Smurfy. Luckily, that's easy to fix. When you work on layers like this. And then this, we can, let's warm this up. I've seen this guy be a lot of colors on this, so I think we can go nuts. I kind of like how the red just turned deeper green. I think I like it. We'll leave it. But overlay is really good for this kind of thing because if you're in the middle, value-wise, it tends to just lean the value. If you go brighter, it will also brighten. If you go darker, it will also darken. You know, it does all of that while keeping your values intact. So that's very handy. But it's important to also, again, like shake up your hues. Like there's, you know, his hair is not just yellow. Like his hair has some oranges and yellows and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Keep it. If you work this way and don't change your lighting sort of manually, kind of like the pink of this next to that purple, like those are two colors, you know. So like I'm just saying, like if you try this, like I am intentionally shifting lighting colors around also, because otherwise you just end up with a brighter version of what's there for your highlights or a darker version of what's there for your shadows, which is not really what you want. like on this. So like that's just red right now, or a version of red. It's that color. And it doesn't look bad because the red's blending with all these other values and stuff. But you see how in the color wheel, how the hue's not really changing. Okay, I'm all over the values here, but the hue is, there's a little bit of jitter happening here, but it's just that color because that's all I've put in here so far. So if the light source hitting her face was cooler, then I would start, shifting this around, to this side. If it's a little bit warmer, then you can get a little bit oranger or whatever, whatever, however you want to do it. But do get a little bit of this variation in there, because if you, like I said, if you don't, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great either. Excuse me. How am I adding color? Oh yeah, well you got your answer, I think. But you think it's working well? Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. All right, where was I? I'm doing this on top of that other stuff, just a little bit more detail in here. Trying to bring her up to everybody else, the level of everybody else here. And sorry, I'm checking reference again. That and that. Those are the same color. Now, I will say not really an exception. There's no rules. I don't know if there's an exception, but when you've got colors that are like, think like fleece and wool and like super fuzzy stuff, they don't have crazy value swings and hue swings and things, because they just absorb so much light. There's nothing reflects, so there's not a lot of like crazy value shifts with materials like that. So if you're wondering why, like, well, why didn't he go into more detail on that or do more or whatever, that's why. I also, if I want to change the values, I'm going to go like permanently. I am going back down to the values layer and changing that. So you can do that after the fact also, if you want to change that. And and that minus that minus that is all one color. Wrong layer. Better. And these are actually the same color as her jacket, so I'm just going to grab that. Paint that in here, and then these things are purple. Like you do. And how are we doing on time? What time is it? 1:45, 1:49. Excuse me. Whoa, what's going on? What on earth is happening? Mr. Woods gifted 20? Wow. Dude, thank you so much, man. Dude, that's awesome. 20 people have been gifted. This has never happened before. 20 people have been gifted memberships. Thank you so much. That's so cool. Look at all the people that got memberships. I recently got my first big... Man, that's awesome. I recently got my first big published coloring job. So I wanted to give back. Guys. Thank you so much. I know you guys are thinking, man, he's having a strong reaction to, 20 memberships. But I want to explain something to anybody that doesn't know. I I'm trying. Mr. Woods has been a member of my channel for a very long time, and I've watched him. I think I need a second, guys. All right, guys. Anyway, what I was trying to say was that I've watched him grow so much as an artist and a colorist over the last couple of years. He's in the live class I do every month, almost every single month, and it's been years and years. So I really appreciate that, and it means a lot to me as someone who is sort of running this channel into the ground right now. But I appreciate very much the gift, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of you, man. Whew. All right. what do the planks mean? So sorry, we're gonna finish coloring this in a second, but there are tiers. The longer you remember, the higher quality item your icon is. So right now you're wood, ironically enough, and but it goes wood, stone, like bronze, silver, gold, and then there's like a color wheel if you for at the very end. So anyway, thank you so much again, man. Sorry, I'm sort of got emotional about that, but yeah, I've it's been a long couple of weeks here. So anyway, thank you again so much, man. I really appreciate that. All right, so man, all right. I'm thinking. Yeah, that's true, Chris. I'm not. I want to get my channel demonetized. Who knows? Who knows how sensitive they are? But yeah, sure. Oh man, that's wild. Thank you. All right, It's weird that I already like this, and I really don't think I've done as much as I thought I was going to do on this. So I'm going to, let's just, I'm not crazy about all these little rims around here, and I will probably paint all of that down at some point, but that's going to take a little bit of time that I don't want to do right now. Or I can go ahead and start coloring those lines. That's what I should do. So let's select. I'm all mixed up here. Oh, contact. Are you in there? Yep. Yeah, we are. You can't delete this video from your channel just for that moment. Good stuff. Glad it was here. I'll leave it. People can. I'll leave it. I need to be more emotionally open anyway. I feel like I've just started having emotions the last couple of years. So if there's that, it all factors in, guys. It all factors in. Wrong layer. There we go. So here's what I want to do. All of these little rim light things, halos, I think they're called. I want to minimize those a little bit. And I'm going to do that by selecting the explosion and then expanding it a couple of pixels to include that outside edge a little bit. That should about do it. And then clipping mask on the inks. Does this work? Yeah, this is dialing it back a little bit. This is exactly what I wanted. It's the black line. It's not really the halo. It's the black line inside the halo that I don't want, because it's a little too contrasty and black for something that is meant to be bright. And so you have that really bright against a black line, and so it just doesn't, so it looks funky to me in the color. It's not, I mean, it's nothing Nathan did, so. For the sake of the explosion, though, I need to color these lines anyway. Yeah, I'll have to clean up these edges on the characters later. I'm going to put this in Photoshop, take a look at it. Or do I want to actually, yeah, before I go into Photoshop, let me finish what I was doing over here. And I think I want to give. Let's just make this as fancy as possible. Let's do. Where is it? This place has an. Maybe it has an atmosphere. I just turned into Bob Ross. Maybe it has a little atmosphere. Actually, that was Matthew McConaughey. So, I don't know what that was. Let's see. Did you hear back from TB yet? Thought Bubble. I did. I heard that they need more time. That they have like a jillion people trying to go. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to do that. Yeah, Thought Bubble is a big convention in. I don't know if it's that big, but it's in the UK, and I've never been over there, and I really want to go over there. So we're gonna see if it happens. Space. Love space. Where in the UK is it? Leeds? Is that? I think it's in. Is it? I don't really know. Like Harrogate? Is that a place? I think it's like the. I think it's Harrogate, but I don't know if that's like a subdivision, a subsidiary of some other city or what. I don't know anything about the geography over there at all. All right, and let's see. Yeah, I kind of like the offsetting like oranges on the corners. It's kind of an accident, but I like it. So I'm gonna push that a little bit more. So that way we get like a whatever that is. Framing? You thought the sound was off, but you had your headset off? You should sleep more? It sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it. So now I'm wondering how, if it would look cool if the red of this planet was reflected on them, or if that would be too much. I'm gonna try something and we'll see what happens. Like it's not a bright light source, but it's like I'm thinking like a fill light. All right, you guys are into photography or whatever. Think like a light to fill all of the shadows. I think that will really make this thing pop. Now that I'm looking at this, maybe. Pop. I hate that term. I don't know why I used it. Make it pop. Make it poppy. Yeah, I think I dig this. I think I dig it. Again, a little more red on that back leg, pushes it back. A little less on this one, pushes it forward. And this is in hard light mode because I actually want this to add light to the situation. You know what I'm saying? So that is why it looks that way. It's always brightening as long as I'm above that 50% point. Gotta give it to you. This video is awesome. Great coloring lesson. Terrific cover. Random acts of kindness. Tears. This is better than Netflix. Thank you. I don't know about that. But yeah, I'll chop this up into like a 15-minute video at some point. Yeah, we're just jumping all over the place right now. Yeah, some of this stuff is so subtle, but little stuff can come through in a pretty big way. It doesn't seem like much, but a little bit of detail goes a long way. And I also, man, I want to try something. Again, this is just one big experiment anyway. What is happening? Oh, clip is saving. Yeah. A little bit of red helps so much. So basically what happens from a color theory standpoint, think of it this way. Like, you know how when you, what would you call it? You know, like if you're wearing, like, I've got a cat with green eyes, like really, like they're pretty green. And if I wear a green shirt, and she's gray, very gray, and so you wear a green shirt and hold that cat, and her eyes appear to like glow. You know what I mean? They're just neon almost. So by having this red in these oranges, like in the corners and nowhere else, it by focusing that same color in an important place, like in this case, it's the red of, you know, this guy's face. It's really the only place on the characters up here where that red appears, like in this box. You know, there really isn't any red except for that right there. So it's sort of, it's like it concentrates that red into like a focal point emphasis or something, or whatever you call it. Yeah, I didn't go to art school, so I don't know what to call it. Anyway, I don't want to stop working on this. I love this thing so much. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if I shouldn't push this explosion even more. Hold on. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of thinking right now. Like, is this, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. It does help. All right, I'm going to make a few selections here so I can see what I'm doing, and then make a levels adjustment. I'm just trying to overlap as many different things as I can on that to try to get it to be as rich as it can possibly be. And I don't think it's overcooked yet. so I'm holding out hope that this doesn't end up overcooked. If it does, then I'll let Nathan know. So I'm going to use that to just bring out some that. It's just brightening, basically. To push some of these edges a little bit more. And because it's a levels adjustment, it's not going to impact the values very much. And I've worked this whole time with the CMYK preview on. So this should look good when we get into Photoshop in a second. And I'm going to do some that red on them too. I just haven't got there yet. So I do think I'm gonna put some of that red in here. Everybody good? How's everybody doing? Yeah, I kind of like the contrast of that red and blue. On the Arnold Schwarzenegger workout plan, it looks like. Whoops. And anytime you add a like on this side of this guy's skin, you know, we got all this blue. Anytime that you add a second color to a form like that, like going from the red to a blue, it helps to kind of sell the what do you call it? But yeah, it helps to sell the 3D-ness of it, the form, you know. And I don't. Yeah, I think I want to push the blue on him a little bit more. Yeah. Do. All right, let's do some red on her. Hair is very reflective, so we can kind of throw that around a little bit. Basically, anywhere there's like deep shadows, I'm kind of throwing this red in here. Like they are, you know, they would just be like surrounded by all this red. So, and I think it just helps tie it all together a little bit too. Sometimes I feel a bit down, but your live streams always make me feeling better. You are the man, awesome audience too. You have the best channel, and today you nailed it again. Congrats! Thank you very much. What do you think about the Clip Studio update? I haven't tried it. I did find a real good video breakdown on it. It's mostly 3D stuff, and the liquify can work on multiple layers, which is cool. But anyway, yeah. I'm not gonna be in a big rush to like jump on that. I'm gonna let you guys go on that one for a little while. And I'm sorry, I'm still just, there's something that I feel like this is. I'm just gonna keep adding details until the end of time. I'm gonna get this done, turn it in. Nathan's gonna be like, "Oh man, it's so overcooked." I hope not. I'm not used to rendering this much, and so everything, it all feels like a lot to me. Didn't bother. Why do you need to take it to Photoshop? The final CMYK file creation has to happen there because Clip doesn't support all that. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think it's the explosion was throwing me off a little bit. Oh, wrong layer. All right. Well, I'm going to put this into... I'm going to save this, and I'm going to export this time lapse before I forget about it. What is a shortcut for adding more shadow without affecting the shadow? What is a shortcut for adding more shadow without affecting the shadow that is on the layer already? I don't know what you mean. How do you mean? Sorry, guys. It's just lots of little touch-ups and stuff right now. Nothing too crazy. And, all right. Time-lapse export. And as big as we can, all the length. Click OK. This will export a time-lapse that I can make a video out of or whatever. Really like the rendering, especially on Billy's face, nailing the mood. Thanks a lot. Thank you. I like it too. I do like it. In a different vid, you selected on a layer to add more shadow without messing with what was there. Excuse me. I don't know exactly what you mean there when you say add more shadow. Like, you can add a layer, there's a lot of ways to do that. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna go into Photoshop. I think I want to pump up the vibrance on this a little bit. It's probably a little undersaturated in places. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. Where is that? That is that. that should go into this folder. This is my 35th cover for Volt. I've started numbering them to keep up with it. Sorry, I want to watch this real quick before I go into Photoshop. I like watching these, even if they're mine. Is that screwed up? It wasn't like holding the control key to select what's in an existing layer. I don't know. You can. I need to do a video about all the ways you can. Or did I do a video about all the ways you can control clicked images? Did I put that out? Did I dream of recording that? Hold on. Did I? I'm so scattered right now. I don't know. I swore I recorded yeah, last month. I'm not crazy. There, watch that video. I just linked it. I think that's the yeah, it's like 3 minutes long, but it covers a lot of the trickery I do with selections. I don't know if it's what you're talking about, but I don't know if we're in the ballpark or not. Are you guys able to yeah, y'all are seeing this. I like the little messages that pop up in the middle of the time lapse. Be right back. And the color is just gonna like flop onto it. the planet is flickering. That can't be good. Yeah, it does come. It comes together pretty quick in the color here. All right, we're close enough. All right, let's go to photo. Actually, let's go to clip first, and let's save that one more time. And I'm gonna save it as a PSD file now, so I can open it up in Photoshop. All right, save as Photoshop document. Isn't this exciting, guys? Let's see. Wasted space. PSD. Ooh, it's so pretty. So pretty. If I may say so. All right, so RGB, CMYK. RGB, CMYK. RGB, CMYK. Doesn't change that much, which is what we want. But I'm going to make a vibrance adjustment. And it's already maybe about as saturated as it needs to get. Ooh, yeah, I'll go all the way up. You can barely tell. That's actually a good sign to me. That means that my saturation levels are pretty solid. So yeah, vibrance is, let's see, before and after. You can't even see. Okay. Yeah, even all the way up. It's not really affecting it. So I think that means I'm doing all right. This will affect it heavily, which I don't want. So that's good. And then what else we want to do? We want to get under, just under the inks, go to levels. And I'm going to brighten this. How much do we want to brighten that? We get a little bit closer to this so I can make sure I'm not losing too much detail. Right about there. And the dark's probably going to get too dark. I don't really want to get any darker. And that will bring down the midtones just a tad. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Thank you all so much for watching today. Thank you for hanging out. I think this one is done. There it is. And where is direct messages? No. How do you know when it's done? Looks done to me, man. I don't know. That comes with experience. But yeah. Thanks for the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you again to Mr. Woods for all the. We like doubled the number of members or something today, so thank you. But no, this has been really fun, guys. I really like how this turned out. I gotta say, I might start kind of goofing around with this a little bit more, because this didn't. I mean, we're at 2.5 hours, and it's one of the most detailed things I've done as far as the cover goes, and so I'm kind of impressed with how it really speeds up the rendering considerably when you don't have to worry about color. I totally get why people do this. I really do. I'm not saying I'm about to convert or anything full time to, but I can definitely, I can see the draw, you know. Looks great. Did you finish the other? Oh, I did finish that other cover. I'll show that to y'all real quick too. It's Derek Robertson of he's drawn The Boys and Transmetropolitan, and he's a legend. And he drew this insanity the other day that I got to do. But yeah, just nutty craziness. So yeah, I'm getting some great covers. It's to me it's easy to look awesome as a colorist when you get it, when the art is this good. So anyway, thank you all again. I really appreciate it. Check the links in the description if you want to get into my courses, or I would say sign up for a membership, but you probably already are. But I do a live class every month. I give feedback on your work. I'm about to launch. Well, not about to launch. I'm waiting to hear back from the website. I don't want to say what it is just yet, but I'm about to officially start a digital art and color mentoring program. It'll be live classes through a separate service. It's not YouTube, and I'll have more about that later too. How does tutelage work for members? Are there private lessons? Private lessons as far as one-on-one, no, but the tutelage every month, usually on Sunday morning, I do a live stream just for members and patrons, channel members and patrons. All of the work that gets posted in the coloring feedback channel in my Discord, which is a members only channel, I go through that, and we'll pull the work in, pull it up on the screen, we'll paint over it, draw on it, talk about what can be improved, talk about what's awesome about it, just whatever. And then the rest of the class is kind of random, whatever's going on. I mean, if people have questions about things, and I mean, Jason's in the classes too. Some of y'all can describe maybe better than I can, but I think we learn something. It might be big, it might be small, but I feel like every week I pick up on something. So I'm hoping somebody else does. But yeah, and just I try to, especially with the members that are trying to be colorist and are colorists at this point, I also will will help out with portfolios and things sometimes, or if somebody's putting a pitch together or something and they need want some eyeballs. I try to help them. I try to help as much as I can. It's not a ton of people, You know, my class it's not huge. There's usually less than 10 people usually, and so it's not a huge thing. So in that way, you can very much get your questions answered and whatever you want to know, probably figured out. But it's a real low key thing. Classes are great on slow days. It does feel one-on-one, and I've done some one-on-one. I'm pretty sure, like just so happened to be one-on-one, because not everybody can come at certain times, and you know it depends whatever's going on. But anyway, Mr. Wood, you've done something amazing personally and to help out Kurt and everyone else. You don't need to apologize. Oh yeah, but that was nice. And I'm probably going to be shaking things up in the next couple of weeks, months. I've been struggling personally with a lot of things, some mental health issues, and it has put a damper on my output as far as YouTube goes. But I think I know what I'm going to do coming up. It's taken me a while to get the ball rolling, and I'm sorry that it's been sort of the channel as far as new videos and things. I don't know. I don't feel like they're of the qualities that the channel used to be, but I'm trying. I kind of just auto pay YouTube at this point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's $5 a month though. Yeah, that's right. All right, guys. Well, look, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Again, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I really enjoy these every week, and I'm glad you guys seem to enjoy it too. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, blah, 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 blah. Click buttons and stuff. See y'all next time.